Hello YouTube, welcome to my channel Code with Ghazi. In our last lecture, in our last video, we have discussed about input component. So this is where we left. We created input component with a reusable approach. So in this lecture, we will be creating a reusable component for button, and if we get time we can also create checkbox in this lecture, or maybe I will create a separate lecture for that. So let's start with button component. So again, we will create one folder here. We will call it as button. We'll create an index file. Yeah, so again we will create a functional component here. First, import React to support JSX. Let's create this first and export this as default. Yeah, so now we will so here what we only need a button component of HTML which has a classes styling of Bootstrap. So currently we will use Bootstrap for styling, but you can also create your own styling, and which can be uh, consistent for all the whole application. So let's create. We just need to return the HTML, so we don't need that curly braces there. So um, so we will just create it as button, and this will take class of button. And here what we need is we will accept some CSS classes from user as well. So as we are using Bootstrap here, and we might get a situation where we can call a button as a primary button or secondary, so which does Bootstrap does support. So let's go to Bootstrap, and I'll just show you how what all different types of buttons I was talking about. So let's go here in the components. We have buttons here. So this is primary, secondary, success, danger. So what it does is it only accepts the classes, different classes for that. So here in our application we will also expect that in prop, so that we can have different types, different styles of button here. So let's use it as in string literals. And yeah, so first will be button and style class. So this will be in props. We will expect this in props. So let's give it as name. So button is the base class from Bootstrap, and then we will have that button success or primary or danger or maybe what. And we can if we want which will be of specific design, we can create a style sheet for that, and we can use it here. So we can create a style sheet here, and we'll import it in button. And so on click we'll also have an handler, so we'll just return that. So this will also come from props. And what all we need? Okay, so this is done. We will expect some values here. So maybe we can take it from children, or maybe we have a value prop there. So let's take it as value prop. Or what you can do is we can also do something like this, props dot children. So prop is not defined here. We will, so if we use it here, or maybe we can do it like this. And so for using this props dot children, we need to import our component like this. So like button and whatever we input we write here, so this will treated as children, so this will be called up here. So let's remove that for now, and we have our button component ready. So but I'll go with value, so I don't have to enclose that in. So we'll have a clean button component import in our component maybe. Yes, so now let's just import it in our app component. So we will import it first. So we have our button component imported. Here what we'll do, on click we will have our handle click function here. Now value would be click me, and style class, so we need this as button primary, so we will send it as class. So let's make it in multi-line so that we can read it easily. We'll create this function or else it will give us error. So it will accept event. Let's just do some event prevent default so that page did, so that page do not refresh, to avoid any refresh in the pages. And we will just console log or maybe alert something. Button clicked. So let's check our application. We have some error. Okay, so we got error of prevent default undefined, so we did not get even, but it should not have been called here on the load. So it should be called only when the application, I mean when we click on this button. So what was the error? Okay, so here this is why it was just calling it as soon as the page is loaded. So now it will be solved. Yeah, so if we will click this, okay, so we forgot to keep past the event. Here we go. So we are able to click the button now. So whenever we clicking it, and that is creating an alert. So if you want, you can change this color. And here we forgot to add our prop types validation. So let's create it. Prop types value is string and is required. Style class will be string, but it cannot be mandatory, it can be optional here. On click would be mandatory because we need that function and will be required. So in so here we have two fields as required and one as optional. So we will give a default value for the optional field. Sorry, for style class. So if nothing comes, we will just keep it as button primary. So our validation is also done. Prop types validation is done. So let's try to remove this and check. So we have removed it and it took the class of button primary. Yeah, so button component is also done. We were successfully able to create this button. So you guys, what you can do is you can easily write test case for this. So why we created this button component as a reusable component, because we can use the same button on all over our application. So here what I did is I used bootstrap classes for this. So I just took that class as I mean in the props. But so in your application you might need that as a predefined style, so you can give this button as a style, I mean a concrete style, and you can use it. So maybe I can do that as well and show you. So I'll create one style, so it will be button styles.css. So what I'll do is I'll remove the style class. I'll just keep it as a normal string. I'll give this as button from bootstrap, but I'll remove it. I'll just give it my own classes. So I'll give it name as app button. So now, but first we will import our style here. Yeah, so style classes, style file is imported. Now we will give styles to this. So first let's look how without style it looks. So here we have the default button. So let's open the dev tool first. Let's keep it here. Now we have our class of app button, which has nothing in the styles. Now we'll start giving it style. So we will first give padding. So padding may be 10 pixel and 20 pixel. So it gives, yeah, we can keep it as 30. It will look much good. Yeah, and now we will remove border. We don't need that. We will give it as background color of maybe tomato. Color would be white. Let's see. Yeah, it looks good. And I want it as to be font, to be bold. Yeah, it looks quite good. And what else we can do? So this is our button. We can also give it as a hover effect. So first add is transition all and 0.4 second. Yeah, so now we will do is we will just change that color on hover to brown. So when we hover it, it will turn the color. So this is our component. Wherever we use inspired so wherever we use, it will have the similar style and it will be consistent all over the application. So here I have showed you two ways of creating this reusable button. So one is from passing a style class and one is from giving your own style, and it will be a predefined style for that particular button, and this will be well tested, defined with all the validation prop types validation done in this button component. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to like, share and comment.